Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, Turkey threatens the United States that if with the fact that they will turn to Russia for weapons in case the United States of America cancels the delivery of the promised F-16s. The thing is, if you try to be independent, like Erdogan seems to want to achieve that, and you try to do business with left and right and center, you would upset some people. And in this case, I'm pretty sure that they're already upset with Erdogan, and I'm talking about the Americans. If you remember, this little scuffle came about when the United States offered, or at least Turkey wanted to buy those Patriot systems, and the United States provided them with some outrageous price according to the Turks, and the Turks says, no, we don't want that, we want this. And then the United States says, no, we're not going to give you anything. And the Turks says, okay, you know what, we're going to go and get S-400s from Russia. The United States says, no, you can't do that. And Erdogan said, watch me. And he did. He took some S-400s and setting aside ideological thoughts like, oh, they're garbage and there's nothing as good as ours, that upset United States of America. Now, as I said, Erdogan plays an independent weasel kind of role, but it's in the interest of his country, and that's his duty as the president, to use each and every country around to get as much as he can for his own country, which he is taking from Americans, taking from whomever he can. Now, he's also angry, obviously, because if you remember, Greece is going to be supplied with F-35s. It's not going to be supplied with F-16s. And remember, Turkey and Greece are not the best friends here, especially lately. So Turkey warns it will turn to Russia if US blocks F-16 fighter jets sale. So this article comes from Republic World from September 10th, 2022. In exchange for the scrapped deal, the United States offered to sell Turkey F-16 fighter jets to utilize the investment, approximately $1.6 billion. All right. Turkey's President Erdogan on Friday warned the United States that it will purchase military equipment from its longtime ally. Okay, the person who wrote this article doesn't really know much history, because Russia is not Turkey's longtime ally. If you look in the and verify their history, that's not the case. So if you take it even from the 15th century or 16th century, okay, when whatever Ottomans, Turks, and appeared on the Europe territory, on this area, they were not really the friends of anybody. And then if you go to the modern day, look at the First World War, look at the Second World War, and then looking after that. Turkey is a NATO country and had nuclear rockets, missiles on its territory in, actually rockets, I think they were not missiles at that time, in 1960, 1961, 1962, and Khrushchev told, what's his name, Kennedy, take your weapons out of Turkey, and Kennedy said no, and said, okay, we're going to do what you did with Cuba. And that's how we started the Cuban Missile Crisis. Khrushchev said, yeah, you have it in Turkey, and they have nuclear weapons in Turkey. Khrushchev did not bring nuclear weapons in Cuba, contrary to what it says here. He didn't even have missiles over there or anything at that time. He had only the tubes, and they're trying to create the launching pads, whatever, nuclear missiles over here. So this guy talks about stupid stuff, longtime ally in what? All right, but anyway, and he says here that longtime ally Russia, if the promised strike and ground attack aircraft for NATO F-16 fighter jets remained undelivered. In August, speculations arose that Turkey struck a fresh deal to receive another regiment of S-400 missile defense systems from Moscow. a decision that had previously gotten Ankara kicked out of America's F-35 fighter jet program. In exchange for the scrapped deal, the United States offered to sell Ankara F-16 fighter jets to utilize the investment, approximately $1.4 billion that Erdogan announced he had spent on the F-35 deal. So they downgraded. They say, no, you're not going to get F-35s, you're going to get F-16. That's good for an ally of NATO, right? And they said, no, you're not going to buy the S-400 then from the Russians again. Turkey has long been mulling modernization. Its fleet from Lockheed Martin-made Viper class F-16 fighter jets over the existing F-35 planes. Ankara also dispatched several letters of request of 40 F-16s and 80 modernization kits to the Biden administration after the bilateral agreement on the F-35 program was stalled. U.S. President Joe Biden told Erdogan in June that he supports the sale of F-16 jets, but has since failed to gain approval in Congress. The letter has been wary about Turkey's hostile rhetoric against ally Greece and created hurdles to the sales with clause that would restrict their use. Erdogan denounced the U.S. House of Representatives, saying that Biden must not fall for the game being played by certain lawmakers. Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu, in an interview with private broadcaster Haber Global TV, said, "We would not agree to buy a product in a way that could tie our hands." And it says here that why should we buy a product that we can't use? We're expecting the U.S. administration to continue to work to convince Congress for the sale, he says. Now, renewing his calls for the U.S. to sell the F-16s, Turkey Erdogan on Friday threatened the United States, saying that it is not the only country selling warplanes in the world. The UK, France and Russia sell them as well. Erdogan told reporters, "It's possible to procure them from other places and others are selling us signals," he reminded. Turkey labels U.S. scrapping of F-35 deal completely illegal and unfair. United States blocked the fifth-generation F-35 fighter jet sales program to Turkey in 2019, alleging that Turkey might leak classified info to Moscow. Turkish President spokesman Ibrahim Kalin said at a state presser that Ankara would be acquiring F-16 jets to expand its fleet and upgrading them as an alternative to acquiring the F-35s. Turkey also slammed the U.S. for scrapping the F-35 program as completely illegal and unfair, adding that Ankara has spent $1.4 billion on the arrangement. Well, however, the deal to acquire F-16s has not been given clearance by the U.S. State Department and Congress, influenced by Turkey's long-time adversaries Greece, Armenia and other nations. U.S. President Joe Biden has earlier pledged that he would convince lawmakers to deliver the F-16 jets to Ankara, and a Turkish delegation also flew to Washington on August 15 to monitor the progress in finalizing the defense bill known as NDAA that has yet not been signed by the U.S. president. Following the Countering America's Adversaries Through Sanctions Act in 2020 over the Russian S-400 purchase, Turkey launched several of its own aerospace projects, including a TFX deployed by Turkish Aerospace Industries and the British arms company's BAE Systems. So, Turkey is looking for alternatives because these guys don't give them what they want. And they are not really allies. If you don't trust me, how in the hell are we allies? Are we in NATO? So I'm either or, no, or nothing. I'm in or out. Where am I? Neither or. Where am I? Neither nor, either or. Well, what can you say? They will buy some other planes from other countries, and then the United States will say, hey, what are you doing? You are our ally. Well, we did the same thing as you did with the Patriot. You didn't want to sell it, or you sold it at an outrageous price. We got the S-400. Then we're going to get more S-400s. So what are we going to do? This is how the ally is treated. But you say, yeah, but they are dealing with other countries. Well, if I'm in an organization and you don't let me deal with other people independently, what kind of an organization is that? But you can say, well, maybe you sign certain documents where it says you can't, which I doubt that you can't. Because otherwise the Americans would say, that's against, we're going to kick you out. But they can't kick Turkey out of NATO or anywhere else because it's, as I said, it's too strategically important. So that's why Erdogan can play games here for the interest of his country, because they're going to get from both sides, from the NATO countries and from the rest of the world if they choose. And already they did from Russia. Well, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.